I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. She told her story to an audience in Middletown last night. It would help bring the heroin epidemic into focus.
I started selling heroin when I was 15. And, my first boyfriend was a heroin addict. My best friend's mother was a heroin addict. I didn't start using until I was 21. But, I watched my best friend's mother die of an overdose when I was 17. My mother, my boyfriend, my children's father, not with him anymore, they started using, and I was doing good. I had a job and like a car and everything, and I felt like I was going to lose, the relationship with them, so I started using to, keep that going. And then my life went downhill. I started prostituting and stealing and, I don't know, anything to get drugs. And then, one day I just got tired. And I got arrested for prostitution, but I was on the run. I went to Virginia. I was on the run for 3 months. Got arrested in Virginia for prostitution, did 58 days there. Then I got out, started using again, and I got tired, so I called my mom, asked her to bring me home, and 2 weeks later I got picked up by warrant, and I've been clean ever since.
24-year-old Stephanie Dickman is a mother of two who is now attempting to live a normal life, free from the grip of heroin. And Stephanie was among the speakers with first-hand knowledge of the drug who took part in a forum sponsored by the Middletown Cares Coalition, which is aimed at addressing concerns about a drug that law enforcement agencies say has reached epidemic proportions locally. Stephanie and others who spoke say people need to be aware of what's happening when it comes to heroin and other drugs, and that parents must get involved in their children's lives.
It's everywhere, your kids could be using your prescription pills. That's how, not exactly how I started, but they were a part of my life. Prescription pills, you have to watch everything. It's bad. Everyone's doing it. There's people dying. Insurance doesn't cover detox, and it's hard to get clean. And just be aware that it's out there. It's real.
Look for an expanded video report on the heroin epidemic and its local impact coming next week here at Record Online. And reporter Steve Israel will have a special report in the Sunday edition of the Times-Herald Record. The heroin problem surfaced in Ulster County Thursday after police in Kingston caught up with a man wanted on an arrest warrant. Police in Kingston say 36-year-old Brian Moore of Port Ewan continually gave officers a false name when he was confronted on Franklin Street. A search of his Port Ewan residence reportedly turned up a substantial amount of heroin plus drug paraphernalia. Moore has been charged with felony counts of criminal possession of a controlled substance. It has been described as a crime scene. Now comes word from Sullivan County District Attorney Jim Farrell that the remains of what was once the old village courthouse in Monticello apparently will finally be able to be removed. The pile of debris had sat untouched since last October because of an investigation by the state DEC into alleged illegal dumping of some of the rubble on a property off Fairground Road in Monticello. 6 workers were charged with illegal dumping. Reporter Leonard Sparks will have the latest developments here at Record Online and in the Times-Herald Record. They came with the hope of making that connection that will lead to employment. More than 800 job seekers came to SUNY Orange Thursday to interact with employers at a job fair. More than 80 businesses were on hand with jobs to fill, an encouraging number since recent job fairs attracted fewer employers, with many of them having no immediate jobs to offer. Organizers say their advice to job seekers remains the same: get out there.
I really think it's very important for people to not just rely on sending out their resumes, because they really need to be networking and getting out there and talking to employers, coming to job fairs, meeting with people, getting in touch with professional associations, things like that, and really expand their network in order to find employment.
For some, the barrier to a good job is even higher. Vernon Bonds and Sherry Stalter from the Center for Independent Living in Newburgh were at the fair to try to find employment for 2 of their clients, Mark and Felix.
My name is Vernon Bonds, and I'm a job developer for independent living. And I just want to encourage people to hire people who are deaf. That they can let them know that they can work. There's always another way to communicate. They might feel awkward that they can't communicate with them, but there are so many other ways to communicate. And independent living can also help to teach and educate them how to communicate. It is so difficult to find employment or employers that are willing to hire people who are deaf. There's a lot of misconceptions about people who are deaf. They think that deaf people can't do the job, or there's really a fear from employers regarding liability. But that's just not true. If employers would just provide an opportunity, they would see that individuals who are deaf or people with disabilities in general are wonderful employees.
According to the State Department of Labor, hiring numbers in the region have been gradually improving. As of February, Orange County's jobless rate stood at 7.1%. They were once again airing their unique dirty laundry, this time at Veterans Memorial Park in Port Jervis today. This is the Clothesline Project, a visual display of T-shirts made by local victims of sexual assault and their loved ones as a way to showcase their pain and suffering and to help empower others to reach out and get help. It's a project sponsored by the Orange County Mental Health Association's Rape Crisis Services Program and the Port Jervis Police Department. The hope is people will take those handwritten messages to heart.
Just to get a feel for the victims. If you look at the shirts, there's a lot of stories there, and you can see the pain on the shirts.
The police department and the advocates, and we're a team, and we're on the side of any victims that might want to go to the hospital, have a forensic exam, they need assistance through the court process, and it's something that can build confidence in a victim. It can be an inducement to reporting if they know that they have people who will support them and work with them.
According to the Mental Health Association, 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 6 boys are sexually abused before their 18th birthday. And at least 80% of sexual assaults and rapes are perpetrated by someone the victim knows. The Mental Health Association helpline is staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That number is 1-800-832-1200. Investigators say Brian Docio Sr. was running himself a scam in the town of Lloyd that was costing unwitting victims thousands of dollars. According to state police, the Hyde Park man had used the victim's mobile speed pass without their knowledge to steal about $8,800 worth of gas and other items. A further investigation revealed that Docio had also been using a false identity to get cable and electrical services while renting a residence in Lloyd. Police say he was able to steal about $850 from Cablevision and more than $1,000 from Central Hudson. Docio was charged with grand larceny, falsifying business records, and theft of services. And state police in Ulster County have charged the town of Rochester man with using his ex-wife's personal identification information to help him get a car loan. Investigators say the identity theft was discovered when the woman checked her credit report information and found out about a car loan that she was unaware of. State police say 39-year-old Stephen Wells falsely completed the loan contract. He's been charged with identity theft and forgery, both felonies, as well as issuing a false financial statement and falsifying business records. Once we get through the clouds and rain tonight, it should be clear sailing for us this weekend. Weather-wise, skies will clear early Saturday, leaving us with a partly sunny day, and it'll be mild with temperatures getting at or near 70 degrees. And Sunday will be mostly sunny with the highs in the upper 60s. We'll get the information you need and the features you enjoy in the weekend editions of the Times-Herald Record. And when news breaks this weekend, you will find it right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.